Buongiorno.
Good morning.
I am Brian.
I'm Michelle.
We are cruising with the Colemans, and we just hopped off the train here at the station in Pisa, Italy.
Woohoo! We are in Italy giving you tours.
So if you only have one day to spend in Pisa, Italy, what in the world do you need to see and what do you need to do?
I think it might make you lean in a little bit.
Oh, bad jokes are going to be aplenty today, I'm sure. So we're only here for a day, and from what we've heard, Pisa is really kind of a one-day kind of a town. So if you're in Florence or some of the other northern Italy cities, maybe taking a day trip to Pisa is an ideal way to experience it. We are, if you've been watching our videos, walking the Via Francigena, we took a day off.
Backpacks.
So let's get rid of these backpacks so we can be tourists.
Let's drop them and spend 24 hours with you wandering Pisa.
Hey, look at that tower, it's leaning.
Hey Brian, don't forget Pisa's a tour town, so be ready for a sticker shock.
We've decided to maybe do Pisa a little bit differently so that you can take an adventure with us.
One day, Brian. One day.
One day in Pisa. And we have a couple of options. What could we have done, Michelle?
What we could have done, the best part I think would be just sit in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa and watch how Instagram made the Leaning Tower of Pisa famous.
But
or I
guess
should say
what?
more famous than it already is.
The drinks in the plaza around the tower are really expensive.
And we're on a pilgrim budget.
We are. So we are up here at the Plaza de Vittorio Emanuele II, which is the plaza of King Emmanuel II.
It was a 1.3 kilometer walk to get to this plaza
To start here.
from the tower.
But
what are we gonna do, Brian?
we've done something that we've never done in any city before. We have booked a scavenger hunt of Pisa, Italy. So we have 10 stops. We have to figure out the riddles, and it's going to show us around Pisa and give us the history and the story in a way that most tourists won't see it.
But will we get to see the tower?
Of course, we will get to see the tower.
I hear it's a fixer-upper.
I mean, hey, I've got to take that mandatory photo of like propping the tower up, right?
I'm hoping to fix it.
So King Emmanuel over here is pointing the way to our next stop. Let's get going. We booked our scavenger hunt through Questo, which was on booking.com, and it's also listed on TripAdvisor. You can also buy it directly from the Questo app, Q-U-E-S-T-O app. You can find that
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. We paid full, well, we got a discount, but that was just because of the way we booked it. But it was only $7 to purchase for one phone, and everything we need to know is here on the phone. It gives us the clues, it gives us the history, it gives us the stories, and it gives you a little bit of direction. The first thing we know is that King Emmanuel back here is pointing the way to our next stop. So let's find it. This was the house that Galileo was born in 15, what year? We have completed 6 stages out of the 10. The last one was at this tower. A little confusing. The answer was way more obvious than we made it. We lost some points.
Don't tell the answer. We're good teachers.
I'm not going to tell you the answer. However, this tower used to be a home, and there were 20,000 of these towers across Pisa. There was a shop on the first floor, on the ground floor. The first floor started the home. There was one bedroom on each floor, and the kitchen would be on the top. Eventually, all of the towers were cut down to the same height and became all of the houses that are around us now, the buildings that are around us now.
There were 20,000 towers.
Cool.
And now all that's left is
Are two of them.
How insane.
Well, we're not done with the game.
We're kind of done with the game.
So the game kicked us out, and the only way it will let us start back up is to go back to the starting point, which is like a kilometer from here, and we're not doing that.
It was a fun game. We've got to 7 of the 10, maybe even 8.
Yeah.
I lost count. 8 of the 10. And then it asked if we want to take a photo where we are. They would send us a free game. We're like, whatever, do it. And then the game started over. So,
boo. So it gave us some interesting history. It was really cool.
It was very interesting. I'm glad that we did it. It gave us a distraction to walk around. We also did it at our own pace versus if we would have paid a tour. And since we only have one day, we kind of just wanted to see a little bit of all the piazzas and see the shops and get an idea of what I'm putting in my suitcase when we go home.
So the game is available in several languages. We obviously did it in English. Some of the translations were a little unclear, but overall we figured it out. We used a couple of hints.
Oh,
but
don't tell them.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, well. Enjoy the tour around Pisa.
Well, and let's see what we can find on our own next.
Michelle?
What?
There's another gate right over there.
Oh, you mean I should follow the tourists?
You probably should.
If you only have 24 hours, Brian, that's the epic question. What do you do? If you only have 24 hours, step one?
Well, obviously, you've got to visit the Duomo, the plaza here, the Plaza of Miracles. There's the church itself, the baptistry, the tower, and there are 2 museums plus the Campo Sanctum.
Right there.
Which is the kind of the tomb area. So there are 5 attractions here in this area. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attractions here. 10 euros
in 2022
per person. If you don't climb the tower, I think it was 27 euros a person if you do climb the tower. However, for the tower, you have to have timed tickets.
Okay, so that's the most important piece of Pisa that everyone wants to see.
Piece of Pisa.
I'm full of jokes today, people. It's been a long 24 hours.
But Pisa is more than just the tower.
Yeah, it's more than just the tower. I would say check out the app that we tried, the
Questo app.
Questo app. Despite the fact that we had an epic failure at stage 7, if you message them, they answered our message very quickly. They have a live chat going on, and if we would have stuck around right there,
would have gotten us right back on track.
Yeah, we didn't. It was also 3 in the afternoon, and it's right now July, and Fahrenheit it's 92 degrees or so.
Yeah.
So it's hot. So that would be definitely number 2 I would do.
Also, the Arno River area is beautiful, so make sure you get out of this main tourist area.
Yes.
Most of the hotels were on that side of the town. We're staying on the other side of the town gate right here, near the train station Santa Rosa, which is a little less touristy.
I like it.
Which made it very affordable. On the other side of the tower, near the train station Central, Pisa Centrale, it's a little more expensive.
I think number 3 is getting lost in some of the tourist shops, because
so
if you're
fun.
following our advice and this is your first stop in Italy, it gets you situated in like, what all could I find to take home? And like for me, I was sending photos back home going, all right, you guys, by the time we get to Rome, what do you want? And so I would say take time to wander through the tourist shops, get lost. There's the University of Pisa you could check out.
Lots of stuff.
Start my day in Pisa at the Leaning Tower, and I would end my day there because it's nice to see it in the morning, it's nice to see it in the evening, and also right by the Leaning Tower later in the evening before dinner you could take a horse carriage ride.
That's right, too.
Which was nice. In 2022 the cost was 50 euros, which is a little pricey, but tourist town, and
for
so
a 20 to 25 minute ride around town.
but it would be give you a nice recap of your day.
Pisa, Italy.
Pisa,
Yay or
Italy.
nay?
Yay. Yay. And I'm surprised that I'm actually telling you this. But yay. What about you?
I loved it. I mean, reading some of the forums online, not via Francigeno forums, but just travel forums and things, they talk about how Pisa is a tourist trap, it's dirty, I would disagree.
And if you check out Booking.com and TripAdvisor, you can find tours that leave from here. So you could go do a day trip going to some wineries. You could use this as a really nice home base for as much time as you have, and then of course go to the other places that we'll be checking out.
Well, and there's a lot of places here that you can visit. So Cinque Terre is a good spot.
Get a beach day in.
You could there is a beach here in Pisa. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to do to get a Tuscan experience, starting here in Pisa, finishing here in Pisa, or just take a day trip to Pisa. I think you could do most of the big sites justice in 3 or 4 hours here during part of a day trip.
Do you know what I think Pisa is best for?
What?
I can't even laugh.
Bad joke alert coming.
Do you know what I think Pisa's best for?
What, Michelle?
Leaning into Italy.
Oh, God. Oh,
Pisa will help you lean into Italy, for sure.
But there are mosquitoes here, so I think it's time to head back to our room, because tomorrow we head back onto the Via Francigena. If you've not checked out our Via Francigena series, make sure you look at that. Look at that. It
will help you see to Italy from a slow tourist perspective. So if you've got the time to wander that trail is outstanding.
We do these whirlwind, you know, Pisa in 24 hours, Florence in 2 days.
Key West in 48 hours.
But what we really love is slow tourism, to just get immersed in the culture, the food, the people. We had great conversations with people today, and that's the best way to see any place that you visit.
So that we can truly lean into the culture.
Lean into it, yeah.
I mean, come on, you got to take all the jokes that are there.
All right, despite those jokes that Michelle is throwing out, make sure you hit the like button. If you are not one of our regular subscribers, hit subscribe. We've got lots of things to check out, especially all across the United States, and we'd love for you to take an adventure with us anytime you're ready.
Absolutely.